Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolfe Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? I recently did a review on 5 different brands of smoked oysters in a can. Unfortunately, all 5 cans were a product of China, which when a product is readily available here in the US, I would much prefer to buy a product of the USA versus a product specifically from China. Nowadays, absolutely everything is a product of China, so I was hell-bent on finding smoked oysters in a can that are a product of the USA. And with the help from some of you, I actually found 2 American companies that produce smoked oysters. The Econ and Sea Bear Oyster Companies are both on the Pacific Northwest coast in Washington State, where they farm raise, smoke, and can their oysters. Now, unlike the ones I recently reviewed, these oysters are not cheap. I'm a very impatient person and never shop around, which I should, so I ordered the first ones I could find. I ordered a 3-pack of the Econ oysters on Amazon for, are you ready? Are you sitting down for this? $35.95. But that's with free shipping, so it makes it all worth it, right? But in total, that equates to $11.98 a can. Ouch, right? That'll put a dent in your wallet. But had I not been so impatient, I could have ordered their oysters directly from the Econ website for $6.50 a can, for a total of $24.50, which includes $5 for shipping. I also got the Sea Bear on Amazon for $12.96, and that includes shipping, which actually turned out to be cheaper getting them from Amazon this time. Had I ordered 1 can from Sea Bear, the can would have been $10 plus $8.99 for shipping, for a total of $18.99 for the 1 can. However, that $8.99 flat rate shipping would have covered shipping no matter how large your order is. So if you ordered more than 1 can, ordering directly from Sea Bear would have been cheaper than Amazon. But in either case, these oysters are pricey. So let's try Econ's original smoked oysters first. The ingredients are Pacific oysters along with oil and seasonings. I can't tell you how nice it is to know exactly where your oysters come from, rather than the ingredients just saying oysters and have no idea about their origin. Econ doesn't put the nutrition facts on the can, but they're super easy to find on their site. There's 1.5 servings per can. Per serving, there's 110 calories, 4 grams of total fat, 1 gram of saturated fat, no trans fat, 35 milligrams of cholesterol, 730 milligrams of sodium, 6 carbohydrates, no fiber, no sugars, and 13 grams of protein. These would be a fantastic food storage item with a really long 4+ year shelf life. So let's get these open and see if they're worth the $6.50 a can. All the cans have the easy pull tab for convenience. I was really surprised these weren't covered in oil like all the other ones I've seen. You immediately get a good whiff of sweet smoke. The oysters were really packed into the can, and again, very little excess oil, which is nice. These oysters vary in size, and there's a lot of little miscellaneous pieces along with the whole oysters. Speaking of whole oysters, check out the size of this bad boy. Now that's an oyster. Like I said in the previous video, the oysters shrink down a lot, so at one time this was a really big oyster. The oyster was absolutely fantastic. It had a really good smoke flavor, it was slightly sweet, and the texture was really nice and meaty with a slight chew like I mentioned before, I really liked. That's a damn good oyster. These oysters don't need a thing and can be eaten by themselves. But I tried one with a cracker anyways, and it was still really good. So far, right out the box, I'm sold on these oysters. I have to apologize, I was so into these oysters, I forgot to show the insides. So I got up this morning and ate a few, and took a couple pics with my phone, which didn't turn out very well. But I thought you, the people, deserved to see the insides like in the other video. And these also had the green insides, which like I said, is pretty normal. Now for the lemon pepper smoked oysters, which I was really looking forward to trying. What a great combination of flavors for any kind of seafood. They have the same ingredients as the original oysters, but with black pepper and lemon added. And here we go again with the labeling craziness. The original oysters in a 3-ounce can had 1.5 servings, and now this one has 1, the whole can. Could it be the lemon and lemon peel adding a smidgen of weight? For the whole can, there's 140 calories, 4.5 grams of total fat, 1.5 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 30 milligrams of cholesterol, 630 milligrams of sodium, no carbohydrates, no fiber, no sugars, and 25 grams of protein. And these have even a longer best by date. So let's open them up and give them a try. I immediately got a great smoky and fresh lemon smell. And man, they look good. They had me salivating. Again, just like the original ones, they were really packed in there. These had a beautiful color, and you can really see the seasoning. These also vary in size and have little miscellaneous pieces as well, which after eating some in the original can, I loved them. The little bits are a little chewier and the flavor is more concentrated, which makes them even better. Is that a beautiful oyster or what? Again, the oyster was really nice and meaty, great smoke flavor, and flavor overall. However, I was a little bit disappointed I couldn't taste much lemon at all, but it was still a freaking fantastic smoked oyster. Just look at the size of the oyster on the cracker. I actually ended up taking the oyster off the cracker. They were just too good on their own to hide the flavor with the cracker. Now I was going to pass up on tasting the habanero hots. I absolutely love spicy food, but spicy food doesn't love me, especially anything with habaneros. But I had to continue, because I do this for you, the people, so you don't have to. But so far, it's been a pleasure tasting these oysters, and I really wish I could share these with you, the people. Once again, great simple ingredients with some habanero sauce. Now we're back to the 1.5 servings per can. Per serving, there's 110 calories, 5 grams of total fat, 1.5 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 35 milligrams of cholesterol, 620 milligrams of sodium, 7 carbohydrates, no fiber, no sugars, and 11 grams of protein. And yet again, another long sell-by date. I was scared of the spicy habanero sauce, but I opened them anyway. And you can definitely smell the chilies and smoke. And again, I really like the fact that there's not a lot of messy excess oil in these. And just like the first two, I had to bang them out of the can. And they look pretty saucy, which kind of scared me even more. But the oysters in this can seem to be a little bit more uniform in size. So I stabbed a big fat saucy oyster. Is that simply beautiful or what? When I popped it in my mouth, I couldn't tell you how happy I was. The oyster I was originally scared to eat was phenomenally delicious. The flavor was perfect, not hot at all. It was a very enjoyable smoky heat. The Econ Oyster Company is like Stacy's mom. They got it going on. Now let's try the sea bear oysters and see how they compare. Their ingredients are fewer and more basic, but again, we know where the oysters come from. There's 1.5 servings per can. Per serving, there's 110 calories, 3.5 grams of total fat, 2 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 20 milligrams of cholesterol, 530 milligrams of sodium, 7 carbohydrates, no fiber, no sugars, and 11 grams of protein. Let's get the can out of the box, open them up, and give them a try. I don't know exactly why I like this, but the box is green on one side and gray on the other. I thought it was kind of neato. Just like the other 3 cans of oysters, these are really packed in the can with no excess oil. These don't have as strong of a smoky aroma as the Econ oysters did, but they still smell really good. These also varied a bit in size. But look at this monster. Yet again, it was another amazingly delicious oyster. The texture wasn't as meaty as the Econs. But my gosh, the flavor of this oyster was so clean and so sweet. Honestly, it had the same sweet, salty flavor a fresh oyster on the half shell would have. It was seriously an incredible flavor you would never imagine getting out of a can. The Econ oysters had a slightly better texture than the sea bears. But the sea bear's fresh, sweet, and salty flavor was mind-blowing from an oyster lover's perspective. Had the sea bear oysters had the same meaty texture as the Econ oysters, they more than likely would have scored a 10 from me. I can't give you one favorite because I have 2 favorites for different reasons. Even though I was scared at first to eat the Econ Habanero Hots, they were my favorite along with the Sea Bear Originals. Both were absolutely amazing. Actually, all 4 were pretty much amazing, but those are the 2 that stood out. The lemon pepper smoked oysters were my least favorite, only because I love lemon, especially with seafood, and I really wanted and expected fresh lemon flavor, which I couldn't really taste, but they were still damn good oysters. If you'd like to help support the Wolfe Pit, consider being a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month. That's only $12 for the whole year. Or you can pledge more. That's up to you. Either way, every little bit's appreciated and helps me produce more high-quality videos more often for you, the people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.